NBA-Fans have lost their mind. Warum haben NBA-Fans ihren Kopf verloren? Wie gesagt, ihr wisst doch, was ich meine. Hatte ich schon mal jemanden überbeleidigt, zum Beispiel bei Insta? Ich habe mit ein paar Jungs schon gehabt, dass wir uns gegenseitig überbeleidigt haben. Auf Ernst so, Digga, weil ich ihn dolle gehasst habe. Ja, kam schon vor. Ja. So vor einem Jahr oder so war ich noch ein bisschen unreifer. Und mit meinem Kopf noch nicht da, wo ich jetzt bin. Und da kamen noch ein paar andere Antworten rüber.
Man, I
Raptors have enough to win it all. Das ist das Einzige, was ich gerade
love talking about basketball, and thus some of my nights are spent sifting through different NBA subreddits when I should be sleeping, but oh well, you only live once, right? The first hot take of the day here is on the 2016 #1 overall pick. It goes like, Ben Simmons will make at least 2 threes in the next 5 seasons.
Imagine.
At first glance, I'm thinking, this is a joke. And it pretty much is, right? Because, I mean, Steph Curry once made like, what, over 400 threes within a single season, right? And if he could do that, how hard is it to hit 2 trays over the course of 5 seasons?
Aber hat er nicht auch schon 2 Dreier jetzt in den letzten paar Seasons gehittet, so? Weil er eine Season so am Anfang ein bisschen probiert hat zu werfen?
When you're averaging at least 30 minutes a game. But then, my mind shifted back to all those missed free throws in the Philly versus Hawks series, and that got me thinking, how far off from reality was that take? So I did a little research, and here's what I found out. So far in his career, the 26-year-old has played in 4 regular seasons. In his first season, he shot the 3 ball 11 times and made 0. In his second season, where he became an all-star, he shot the 3 ball 6 times and again made 0. Are you getting nervous yet? In his third and fourth season, Simmons shot the 3 ball 17 times and made 5 of them. Phew! I think if that original hot take said 20 threes over the course of 5
ja, da wäre ich nämlich auch weg, Digga.
Or 2 threes
da
over
wäre
the
ich auch
next
weg.
5 postseasons, then that'd truly be like a 50-50 take. I mean, as of currently, Simmons.
Wie kommst du denn jetzt, wie ziehst du daraus, dass Ben Simmons ein guter Shooter ist? wenn er insgesamt über 30 Stück versucht hat und 5 davon reinging.
Simmons has played in a total of 34 playoff games, attempted 2 shots from beyond the arc, and missed both of them. Next off is about the current 2023 season, and again, it's on Ben Simmons. This time, it's about whether or not he will be an all-star. For this take, I'd say, yeah. I mean, aside from his rookie season when Simmons was healthy, he's been an all-star. We all joke about his inability to shoot threes in a game, but the truth is, the man literally does everything else. Dunks, dimes, blocks, steals. The man stuffs the stat sheet.
Bei Steals und Blocks würde ich auch noch mal ein bisschen aufpassen, weil Ben Simmons ist jemand, der lebt davon, wie motiviert er in der Defense ist, Digga. Und ich habe oft gesehen, gerade in den Playoffs, dass der nicht motiviert genug ist, um die Plays zu machen. Und ein offensichtliches Play, so ein Steal oder ein offensichtlicher Block oder so, da geht er hin. Aber irgendwo, wofür er arbeiten muss.
I got Ben Simmons making the All-Star team and reminding everyone that you don't have to shoot to dominate a basketball game.
Ich glaube nicht, dass er All-Star-Game macht.
Next off, we have a take that the Kings will make the playoffs. Oh, and this is over the course of the next 5 years. So it's 2022 now, going into 2023. That'll mean the Kings have to make the playoffs at least once by 2027. Well, they've already missed like 16 in a row, and on top of that, they haven't had an all-star on their team since DeMarcus Cousins back in 2017. Sheesh, talk about bad. Anyways, they have De'Aaron Fox as their best player, and he signed onto a max contract up until the end of the 2026 season. And although he's not a bad player, I don't think he's capable of carrying his team into the playoffs in a loaded Western Conference, especially if the league is just going to continue getting better and better. Also, earlier, I said you don't have to shoot to dominate a basketball game, but that's only if you're like 6'10" and could guard every position on the floor. De'Aaron Fox is a 6'3" guard who isn't an efficient shooter, and in the league today, guards need to be able to shoot. I think the Kings are going to bring the definition of playoff drought to the next level and missed the postseason for over 21 years. Anyways, next off are two takes on the Golden State Warriors. The first one goes, Stephen Curry will match MJ at 6 rings and will be essentially tied with Jordan in the GOAT conversation.
Oder.
The second goes, Steph Curry will pass the torch to James Wiseman in 5 years, then he'll win the 6th Man of the Year in a reduced role. Alright, starting with the first one here. I do think Steph has a great shot at getting 6 rings to match MJ, but in the GOAT conversation, people will always bring up the fact that MJ also had 6 finals MVPs. So I think Steph will need 7 rings to truly be considered by the majority as the GOAT.
Weiß ich nicht. Ich glaube, da würde auch viel mit reinspielen, mit was für ein Team Steph das ganze Ding gewinnt, wenn er da ganz klar der beste Spieler ist. Und so wie letztes Season im Endeffekt er auch der Einzige ist, der wirklich carried, dann kann ich mir vorstellen, dass er wirklich in die GOAT-Conversation mit
As for the
reinrutscht.
second take here, if Wiseman can stay healthy, he'll be learning from greatness day in and day out. And yeah,
Wiseman auch ein
if he
sehr
can one
starkes
day
Spiel in
average about
Washington
25
gehabt.
points
Haben
and
wir ja auch
10
eben gesehen.
rebounds, the keys to the Bay Area will be handed to him. I mean, Clay said it himself that the keys will be handed down to Poole, Wiseman, Kuminga, and Moody. Anyways, Steph will be 39 years old in 5 years. And although I think he'll still be playing in the league, winning the 6th Man of the Year award might be a bit tough. In saying that though, he is the only unanimous MVP in NBA history though. So, if there's anyone that can win that award at age 39, it'd be him.
Ja, das
The
glaub ich.
next take here is on LeBron's son. And it goes, Bronny James will be a very good player. I'm going to assume very good means at least a perennial all-star caliber player. Alright, so his dad is one of the greatest to ever play the game, and as a result of that, Bronny will have all the resources he needs to be a great player. With that being said though, I think he plays too much video games like Call of Duty to truly be great at basketball. I mean, he made the front
Was?
cover of Sports Illustrated not for basketball, but for gaming, right? His dad is also a billionaire, so he won't have that same motivation as some of the hungrier young players who work on their craft day in and day out. Then, to compound onto this, Bronny is a 6'3" guard, the height where competition is arguably the greatest. So, although I think Bronny does have the potential to be great in the NBA, because of his current situation, I wouldn't bet on it. The next take is
Ja, wahrscheinlich hat er da recht mit. Ne? Ich würde auch gerne sagen, Bronny wird wahrscheinlich ein sehr, sehr guter Spieler. Was er da gerade gesagt hat, hat er wahrscheinlich recht mit, ne? Dass Bronny da sehr, sehr harte Probleme haben mit. Ich will nicht sagen damit, dass er nicht in die League schafft. Aber ich glaube nicht, dass er ansatzweise so gut wird wie LeBron. Nicht mal ansatzweise.
also on Bronny, and it
Weil LeBron aber auch einfach da oben ist. Ne?
goes, someone will definitely draft Bronny to lure LeBron to their team, even if it's the last pick of the draft. Well, to this, I would bet 100% that Bronny's going to get drafted. Currently, he's not in any of the mock drafts of the first round picks in 2024, but he'll definitely get drafted in the second round. LeBron would be like 40 at that time, but I bet he'd still be a box office. He would also be the ultimate mentor for any teams that have a young core. Owners would have to be crazy to not draft Bronny in the second round if LeBron is also included in the package. Next off is a take on 2 young stars in the league, and it goes like, Trae Young will win a chip before Luka.
Boah, nein, niemals.
Now, I like
Nein,
Trae Young.
niemals.
I think he's one of the
Niemals.
best young players in the league, but the truth
bin ich auch
is,
recht.
with Luka, the Mavericks are like one superstar away from becoming championship contenders. If Mark Cuban could get a perennial all-star to play alongside the current franchise player, I can see the Mavericks being a true contender for years to come, whereas Trae Young seems to still be so far away. I mean, after getting completely blown out by the Miami Heat in that first-round series, the Hawks seem really far from being a legit team.
Ja,
Next
leider.
off here, we have
Muss ich auch sagen. Ich glaube nicht, dass Trae Young besser ist als Luka Doncic als allererstes. Und ich glaube auch nicht, dass er vorher einen Ring gewinnen wird. Außer wenn er auf einmal sich verletzt und der zweite Starspieler oder dritte Starspieler in irgendeinem anderen Team wird. Glaube ich nicht. Glaube ich nicht. Luka einfach viel zu gut. Habt ihr in Eurobasket gesehen, was er da gemacht hat? Warum haben die Knicks-Fans eigentlich mal gesagt, fuck Trae Young? Hast du das auch nicht mitbekommen, Taco? Bruder. Da gab es ja nicht letztes Jahr, vorletztes Jahr die Series New York Knicks gegen Atlanta Hawks. Ich glaube, das war sogar die erste Runde. Und die Knicks haben sich einfach gefreut, dass sie seit 20 Jahren gefühlt wieder in den Playoffs waren. Und dass sie dann von Young Trae Young, also wirklich einen sehr jungen Trae Young, komplett auseinandergenommen wurden. hat New York sehr, sehr, sehr dolle getroffen, weil du musst dir vorstellen, dass New York auch eine Sportstadt ist so und die Basketball lieben und so froh waren, dass sie endlich in den Playoffs waren. Und Trae Young hat im Endeffekt alleine deren Träume zum Platzen gebracht. Und deswegen darf sich Trae Young nie wieder alleine ohne einen Bodyguard in New York blicken lassen. Luka ist besser als Young. Ja, das glaube ich auch. Lyrex.
I have a take that Kyrie will be out of the league before CP3. Although this seems like a joke because Kyrie is like 7 years younger, the truth is Kyrie is on a 1-year contract, whereas CP3 is locked in until the end of the 2025 season. I hope this doesn't happen, but if Kyrie does his usual antics, misses games, then gets injured this season, I don't think any teams are going to want to sign him until he becomes completely healthy. He'll also be turning 31 in 2023, so that ain't helping him out either. With that being said though, I think Kyrie understands the situation he's in and is going to both take care of his body and be on his best behavior. Then come the end of the season, he'll sign a big contract with either the Nets or another organization. Anyways, the next take goes, RJ Barrett or Obi Toppin will be multi-time All-Stars.
Auch mit einem
To be
Tag am
honest,
Start.
just the other day, I saw a highlight video of RJ Barrett and thought,
Ach so, Taco, ja
this
gut.
dude is
Wenn du irgendwelche Fragen hast, kannst du immer gerne
crazy
rauskommen. Ne?
good. Then I watched another video where it had all of his possessions, not just the highlights, and I facepalmed myself. He did just average 20 points, but he shot just 40% from the field, 34% from beyond the arc, and 71% at the free throw
Das ist
line.
nicht gut.
When it comes to rebounds as well, the 6'7"
Es ist
forward only
durchschnittlich,
averaged
aber, ne?
0.6 more rebounds than 6'3" Steph Curry. That doesn't really inspire me to think that he can become an all-star, especially with how talented the NBA is these days. Obi Toppin, on the other hand, is a
Leider
highlight reel.
RJ Barrett komplett
But
untergegangen.
if a player like John Collins hasn't
Wer
made
hier?
an all-star team yet, I don't think Obi Toppin is going to become a perennial all-star anytime soon. Anyway, last off here, we have one about the
reports.
Washington Wizards, and it goes like this. The Wizards will make it to the Eastern Conference Finals within the next 5 years. Well, Giannis and Embiid will be 32 and 33 in 5 years, on the tail end of their primes. Trae Young will be in the middle of his prime, and so will Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and
Wenn alles so läuft,
who
wie
else
es
is there?
geplant ist, ne?
LaMelo, Darius Garland, Scotty Barnes. Then you have 2 recent number 1 picks, Cade Cunningham and Paulo Banchero. Then on the other hand, the Wizards are currently locked with Bradley Beal, who will be a 34-year-old 6'3" guard for another 5 years. Porzingis is injury prone and is also locked in for 2023 and has a player option in 2024, which he'll probably pick up. I honestly see the Wizards going into full rebuild mode soon, so no, I don't see
ich
them
auch.
making the Eastern Conference Finals in the next 5 years.
Ist auch ein bisschen random,
Anyways,
Digga. Washington
what do you
Wizards
guys think of these takes?
in
Which
den
ones
Playoffs.
was I spot on with,
Glaub ich.
and which ones do you think I was just plain out crazy?
Ich finde, er hat sehr gute Meinung gehabt. Bei manchen, man kann sich so ziemlich bei jedem Hot-Take streiten. Aber ich finde, er hat sehr gute Meinung vertreten. Würde ich fast alles genauso sagen. Wenn, dann habe ich es ja auch noch anders ein bisschen geäußert. Ne? Aber sehr gutes Video auch wieder. Ohne Spaß. Wenn ihr selber irgendwelche Hot-Takes oder so habt, gerade von NBA, könnt ihr die mir gerne in meinen Discord reinschicken, bei den YouTube-Vorschlägen.